Hello and thank you for joining us on Men in Hoodies Live, the show where we give you a closer look at all things Arlington sports. I'm Brent Lyons.
And I'm Jake Stoop. On today's show, we bring in Coach Tyler Poole and Carter McKay to discuss some Arlington baseball. Without further ado, let's start the show.
Good morning, Men in Hoodies fans. We begin today by taking a closer look at special story on head coach Tyler Poole.
It can be hard to see the good in the midst of a difficult situation. The pain and sorrow attempts to crowd out all hope and optimism. In an instant, Coach Tyler Poole's life changed. What followed this sudden change? Love, support, and a miracle. Let's take a look.
Coach Tyler Poole is a family man.
My relationship with Coach Poole is probably like a father-son relationship. He's always looking after me.
When he's not coaching baseball or teaching personal finance, he's at home with his wife Brittany and their 2 children.
Paxton is 6, and Colby Kellen just turned 2.
Paxton's very loud. He loves sports, but he's also very kind. He loves his sister. Colby Kellen is our sweet one, but she also has that fun, energetic side where she is constantly either running around the house or pestering Paxton.
Last April, in the middle of baseball season, Coach Poole's life changed forever.
And I remember I was sitting in my 3rd period class and I got a call from her daycare and it said, "You need to come pick up Colby Kellen. Her left side is protruding." And so I picked her up, took her straight to Le Bonheur emergency room, and I knew something was wrong when they were doing the ultrasound, and the tech said, "Let me go get my supervisor."
A few minutes later, the doctors came in and told us that she had a tumor, that it was neuroblastoma, and that it was cancer. So it was pretty tough right off the bat.
I remember my first initial reaction was I turned super white, got nauseous, and was about to pass out.
I think me and Tyler both, our first questions were, is this curable? Is she going to be okay?
So within 4 hours, we had what we thought was a healthy baby to what we had as a cancer patient, and then we were at St. Jude for 14 days.
Coach Poole had to take a step back from baseball season as Colby Kellen's fate was in question.
It was sad. We said a long prayer in the locker room. There was a lot of tears from coaches and players, but it was just kind of, we left the field that day just in disbelief and seeing what we could do to help.
We were just kind of like shook. We didn't really know what to think. We were all sad, and our hearts went out to Coach Poole and his family.
Once we got to St. Jude, they've kind of pulled us in and calmed us down and let us know that she was going to be okay.
We're at St. Jude about every probably 48 to 72 hours.
So it was really good to have the St. Jude support from our nurses to our doctors to other families at St. Jude that have cancer and experience that.
I always joke with Brittany or anybody that says anything that if we were to win the lottery, I would just donate it all to St. Jude, because for what they've done to us, it's been amazing. The doctors are amazing, the nurses are amazing, the support staff is amazing, the social workers.
Throughout her entire journey, Colby Kellen had her biggest ally by her side, her older brother Paxton.
I love Colby Kellen because she's funny, nice, and we're friends.
Colby Kellen and Paxton, they do everything together. She is in a much better mood when he's around. He's in a much better mood when she's around. And so I feel like together we've done a really good job of just supporting each other when we need it, being an outlet.
The Tiger family banded together to show their support for the Poole family in the battle against Colby Kellen's cancer.
The baseball team and the baseball coaches got together and did the Colby Kellen, the KKP t-shirts, and sold those. That was a great fundraiser.
Well, it was during the season, and the color for that cancer is purple, so I ordered the team purple wristbands and purple tape so we could wear it through during the games.
I mean, we've had meal trains and GoFundMes, and the support has been just absolutely amazing. We definitely could not do it without the community and the school, the baseball program, and friends and family. It's been overwhelming and much needed for sure.
After 5 rounds of chemotherapy and surgery to remove the cancer, the Pooles held together, hoping for the best.
But when we got the report post-op, they said that they were able to get like 98% of the tumor, which was amazing. Finished a couple more rounds of chemo, and then we had all of her post-op, post-chemo scans last week. And so they did all the tests that they did originally to check to make sure where it was, what it looked like. As soon as her oncologist came in, she said, it's all great news. And after she kind of detailed what happened, I was kind of hesitant, and me and Brittany both were, but I said, I hate to use the word cancer-free, but her doctor said, oh no, you can totally use that word, that's completely fine. And so they used the term NED, or no evidence of disease. And so as of right now, she has no cancer, there's no evidence of any cancer in her body. The chemo and the surgery has wiped it out.
It's so cute.
It's so cute.
It's cute.
My nose.
Yeah, it's going in your nose.
She's feeling good, she's running around, we're seeing more of her normal self, and we're just happy that she's in the NED category now.
I'm so happy because my sister is better.
You kind of have no choice but to come together when something, like this happens, but I feel like we were a super strong family before this, but after going through something like this, you have no choice but to be stronger.
And the baseball family is stronger too.
I think our guys don't take anything for granted anymore. They know it could change, in a second, and so I think it's helped in a very positive way.
And now looking back, the Pooles thought about what they would tell their daughter in the future.
Daddy. So I would tell her to think about what she's been through and to always push forward, and that she can fight anything.
When you talk to most kids and you ask them who their heroes are, they say their parents. But she is my hero by far. She's the strongest person I've ever met. To be 2 years old and not be able to understand what's going on, and while this is happening to her, she's been extremely strong. She's been the one that's held us together, even though she's the one that all this is happening to. She's never seemed upset. She's always been happy and kind of gotten us through it. I would just let her know that she's the hero and the rock that holds our family together when most people look to mom and dad.
The future is bright for Colby Kellen, who at only 2 years old fought cancer and became a hero. Reporting for This is Arlington, I'm Courtney Fensel.
Our guests in the studio today are Coach Tyler Poole and Carter McKay, and before we begin the baseball talk, we just got off the Colby Kellen video. Just give us an update on how she's doing.
She's doing great. She's finished all of her chemo, she's done her surgery and her radiation therapy. She's got 5 rounds of antibody therapy, which she just completed her first one of those. And so hopefully within the next couple of months, she'll be done with her treatment plan. Her previous scans were all clear, so prayers and fingers crossed that it stays that way.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm glad.
Yeah, that's awesome to see. And kind of switching towards baseball, you've had a little bit of a wild journey of your own, Carter. What has this season or this school year looked like for you with all this stuff going on?
Yeah, so I started off this year playing football, and season was going well, but I ended up having to miss 3 games for baseball. And because I missed 3 games, I just felt like I wasn't there for my team. And I felt it was best if I just stepped away and focused on baseball. And shortly after, I committed to the University of Memphis, and I just worked from there, and I just worked up to the point I'm at now. And I feel like it's just helped me not having to do 2 sports.
Yeah, part of growing up is making sacrifices, so we all can understand that. But Coach, going into preseason training, what has been the main goal for you? What have you been keying in on?
Yeah, we kind of have preseason's kind of broken up into 3 different phases. You start out with just strength and conditioning, weights, and then you transition from that into the throwing program. As far as the weights, you just want to get, gain muscle mass, become more explosive, and also while maintaining your flexibility so we don't pull and strain things. Then once we get into our throwing program, a lot of J-band routine to strengthen the muscles inside the shoulder, the little ones that the big weights don't get. Plyo band routine, kind of start throwing our bullpens. And then the phase we're kind of in now is it's all baseball. So working on, ground balls, bullpens, cage work, all that kind of stuff. So really just right now we're focusing on trying to install everything, get everything ready to go for beginning of the season.
I bet the guys like that a lot better than the conditioning.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Carter, you said you've been working since the fall, trying to get ready for the season. What do you think are the biggest improvements you've seen, and sort of what are you wanting to improve on as the season goes on?
So last year I was a sophomore. I played varsity, and I was really just kind of all over the place. It was like a big stage for me. But this year I just worked on simplifying things and just trying to get down to the bare minimum that's going to help me just all in all make my game better. And that's really just like working on my two-strike approach, just trying to put the ball in play with 2 strikes and get on base and help out my team.
Yeah. So, Coach, for you, describe how last season went for those who don't know, and how confident are you that this group that you've got this year can reach new heights that last year's group could not?
Yeah, so last year, it's a little different obviously this year, being my first year in the program as the head coach and leading the team. And last year, obviously, Colby Kellen got sick, so after about middle of April, I was not there. So, I ran the JV program last year, so I know a lot of these kids that have come up into the varsity team this year. But this year, we've got a great group of kids. They really enjoy being around each other. A lot of talent. We got a good group of seniors that kind of fill in here and there, and then we got a younger group that can step in and start in certain roles. Got a transfer from USJ and Eli DeBerry that's going to be really good for us on the mound. So, I'm really excited about this group. Talented. We got a lot of pitching depth. I think we're going to be really good on defense. We're going to try to manufacture as many runs as possible. So that's obviously the name of the game. But I'm really excited about this group. I think they're going to be really talented.
Yeah.
Should be a special year for us.
And Carter, we've seen with the Colby Kellen documentary and these different things that your team chemistry has gone way up with those experiences. But kind of talk about why is team chemistry so important, and how far do you think that can take you guys this season?
Yeah, so our team motto is all we got, all we need. And so we're just kind of always there for each other. We're always just trying to stay close with each other. We're always trying to hang out with each other. We're all just trying to remain as close as we can for each other, because we always know we have each other's back. And with the Colby Kellen last year, we had like 4 KKP all over the place, dude, everywhere. We have wristbands. We wrote it on the back of our mound. Like, it just really helped us stay together, and it really helped our program, and I think that's going to help us ultimately try and win state this year.
It's been cool to see y'all come together, but we're talking about preseason training, all this stuff. When is the first game?
So we actually traveled to Heritage, Columbus, Mississippi Friday. We play Friday and Saturday in scrimmage games. But our first real test will be in Biloxi, Mississippi on March 13th over spring break. So we go down there and play 6 games in about 7 days, and so it'll be a good test for our guys. So yeah, we're excited.
We are too.
Well, thank you to Coach Poole and Carter McKay for joining us on the set today. Now we're going to turn to our next segment, Coach's Corner. I sat down with Coach Hinders, the head coach of the distance track program here at Arlington, as they prepare for the season. Let's see what he has to say. Today I'm joined by head coach Dan Hinders. He coaches the distance side of the track and field team for boys and girls. It's nice to have you here with me today. It's been a minute since we've done one, so.
Thank you, Brent.
So first question is a little bit more centered towards you. How has your coaching career brought you to Arlington? Kind of what does your journey look like?
Back then, they were short a geography teacher at Bolton High School, and they were really short track coaches, and I even said, I'll do cross country, and the cross country coach at the time was like sold. I began 97, 98, my coaching career. Did that for 10 years, had a lot of success with a lot of different runners over the course of that 10 years, and then got out of coaching to focus more on my own kids. And then I got back into it when Mr. Duncan hired me here 4 years ago. Here I am, teaching history, coaching track.
And now to get to the season that we are actually in now, what are you most excited for this upcoming season?
There's a number of things I'm excited for with this upcoming season. I am really looking forward to kind of seeing, we got some pole vaulters now that kind of entered the mix last year. I'm excited to see what some of these new up-and-coming sprinters can do. And then distance on the guy side, more veteran, but on the girls side, it's younger. But on both ends of the distance spectrum, I see a lot of success with a number of runners.
What are your expectations in practice, but also racing season for your distance team?
Right now, we just do a lot of mileage. So what I do is I try to set all my distance runners to be successful in May, not necessarily March and April, but May when it counts.
And if you had to pinpoint one goal come towards the end of May, what do you think that is, getting ready for state?
I see us qualifying I'm not trying to jinx anything, so I'll knock on some wood here. But I see us qualifying. The girls are really gung-ho about trying it 4x800 again, but I think we could sneak some people in the open 8 and the open mile this year. On the guys side, definitely you've already gone in the mile and the 2 mile. I don't see why that should change. Hopefully Matthew can go individually in the 8, maybe the mile as well. You know, it's good to see these up and coming young runners. You got Clark Wade. Don't know if he would qualify for state, but I bet you he'll be in the final race in the mile or 2 mile.
And do you have anything else to add, whether it be on yourself, the upcoming season, or just in general?
So, yeah, there's a lot of things you can watch in a track meet. And we got a track meet right here at home this year that you all can come and hang out and catch you some track. It's fun.
Yeah, and I know I'm going to be at every race, mostly because I have to, because I'll be running around the track. But if you do have time and you do want to come see what track is all about, kind of what he's hyped up greatly, we do have a pretty incredible track program, so make sure you take the time to at least support, check out, and see what's going on with the track team. Thank you to Coach Hinders for joining us today on the set of Coach's Corner. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after this.
So Arlington fans, we know you're wondering what's up next. The girls basketball team may have lost in the district championship, but the girls still qualify for the region tournament, potentially setting up for another matchup with Bartlett down the line. The spring sports season is on the horizon. Baseball begins this weekend against the Heritage Academy down in Mississippi. And boys soccer, girls softball, and track and field all begin soon as well. I'm Napoleon Richardson, and that's what's up next. Oh my goodness, I messed that bad up. Can I do it again?
It's now time for the Tigers Top 5. Let's take a look at the top 5 highlights from recent games streamed here at AHS Tiger Life.
Arlington has one game left against Cordova at home, while Bartlett will play Germantown. If they win this game, unless Bartlett loses to Germantown, then there's no way Arlington can get this one. Clearing it out now. Some momentum building here for the Tigers. If they can get something going, it's going to be Miller open for 3 again. That one's good. Down to an 11-point game as Miller hits the 3.
Both Jones and Scott have 11 points right now, still outmatching the Tigers in their total points. The Tigers are going to have to stop them if they want to get back in this.
Sims has been on Wells all quarter. She's done a great job, but that's a 3 for Wells. Big confidence booster. She needed that.
Handles. He's so quick and fast in the offensive end. We'll see what can happen as he gets put in position to score.
McBride is just eager to take it into the paint. Huffstetler wide open. That one's good. They're going to need more than one of those tonight, but a good shot from Huffstetler. In district play, you're not ever going to be expected to win a quarter. So the fact that they have the lead and a good pass there from Butler, going to get the foul, and it's going to fall. What a play from the Tigers. Bruce Butler just threw it up, hoping it would fall. Coach Sharp, the assistant coach for the varsity team, is hype on the sideline.
Thank you for tuning in to Men in Hoodies Live. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Make sure to check out the Men in Hoodies podcast for weekly sports talk wherever you get your podcasts.
Make sure to follow the Men in Hoodies Instagram page for weekly podcast updates, sports reaction videos, and more.
Thank y'all for watching this episode of Men in Hoodies, and we will see you next time.